spanning the globe to bring you the constant variety of sport, the thrill of victory, and the agony of defeat. The human drama of athletic competition.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back into another week of the PSN Sports Network with Nikita Magnum and Artie Decker. I am Brock Bennett, your host, and guys, we are in round 2 of the high school football playoffs. And Nikita, what did you learn from the first week or the first round of the playoffs?
Well, we learned that some teams are what they say they were, and already some teams just didn't match up to the challenge that they had ahead of them.
Well, as you say, you just you separate your contenders from pretenders, and especially in that first round, you're going to see a lot of blowouts because you're going to have those 1 versus 4 matchups.
But you also have those 2 versus 3, and that's where things get a little sticky for your brackets because the 3 usually, sometimes, always upsets the number 2.
It's always competitive, and like I say, it makes it very tricky to pick those games.
Well, let's jump right in here. Let's start with our area games this week. You know, there's 4 teams left in this thing from around here. Let's start with 1A with Cedar Bluff hosting Hackleburg this week. And Nikita, just what do you know about this Hackleburg team coming into Cedar Bluff, and can Cedar Bluff, get a win?
Well, we've done some research for all those that may not know anything about Hackleburg. They are averaging 41 points a game and only giving up 20. They're number 7 in 1A right now, and Artie, they have some very good wins over this year. They have a loss over Marion County to Marion County 13-12, but they beat a pretty good Phillipsburg Creek team 58-34.
Well, talking about that Marion County loss, as you say, only being a point, it could have went either way. And as we've seen, Marion County is a very good team, so I think it really bodes well for their resume, really.
And Cedar Bluff riding high coming in off of that upset win over Berry. We had Berry picked to win. We thought Cedar Bluff was rode off, but somehow they find a way to win and outscore Berry.
So are we in agreement that Hackleburg wins this game?
Yeah, Hackleburg goes into the Bluff and takes care of business.
Well, I'm with both of y'all. I think, Hackleburg goes into Cedar Bluff and gets the win to go to the quarterfinals for the following week. And 2A now, Artie Ramburn has to go to Gadsden. Gadsden coming off a little bit upset last week in the first round of the playoffs. Just what do you know about this Ramburn team, and can Gadsden get it done at home?
Well, actually, it's Gaston at Ramburn, which will be a tough road trip for Swain Morris and Company. Just looking at this Ramburn team, they're undefeated. They're the number 5 team in 2A. They're averaging 42 a game and giving up 15. So, they're obviously, very dominant, I guess is the word I would use. Just looking at this team, though, it's not your typical powerhouse program. This is a team that's very hungry, I would think, and, really enjoying this big year. They have some nice wins. They beat a good Randolph County team, 42-14. They beat what I think is a real good Reeltown team, beat 20-14 in that one, and then also defeated Woodland 35-14. So just very impressive wins, and coming out of a tough region. Nikita, am I really sold on this group or what?
Well, they dominated a somewhat weak Phil Campbell team, and Gaston snuck by a very athletic, kind of physical Cold Springs team by a point. So if I had to look on paper right now, I would say Ramburn wins this game by at least 10 points.
Well, I don't see Gaston being able to stop this offense. This offense has scored 40 quite many times this year, and I just expect them to take advantage of a not quite as big Gaston team and running the football and really putting it on them.
Well, plus you take Gaston out of the Ridge, and they're not as complete as they are at home like they were last week. So that is a big, huge factor going into this game against Ranburne.
So we are in agreement that Ranburne wins this game?
Yes, Ranburne goes on to round 3.
Once again, I agree with y'all. I think Ranburne gets it done, when they play Gadsden this week. Looking at Reeltown and Fife, the game's at 5 this week. Nikita, we'll go back to you. What do you know about the Reeltown team coming into Fife? Do they have a shot, or does Fife, get a victory at home?
Well, this Rebel team coming out of Reeltown, they've made it to the finals many times. They're 3-5 in the finals. They won the 2009 championship versus Clay County 16-8. They lost to Leroy in the finals in 2010, and they beat Nottasulga 46-6. And Coach Jackie O'Neill has been there pounding out wins for the past 27 years. He's been in one final, he's 2-4 in the finals, and he's lost to Ranburne 20-14. He's beat a really good Childersburg team this year, which is a 4A school. He beat a 4A Dadeville team 7-0, and he beat Woodland, and he beat RC Hubbard, who are all playoff teams already.
Well, Nikita, you bring up an interesting point, and you need to realize that those teams that he spoke of as being the Childersburg and the Daleville teams, those are 4A schools. I mean, it's a tough jump from being a 2A school playing a 4A school, and these are not just run-of-the-mill 4A schools. These are playoff caliber teams.
Exactly. This is a Dadeville team, folks, that beat Leeds, who is your defending 4A state champion right now. So it's not like they just played a cupcake outside the region. They went into a tough Dadeville team and gutted out a win.
And not only that, but they shut them out, Nikita.
Exactly. And also, they're number 7 in the state right now, and their defense is obviously playing very well because they are only allowing 11 points a game.
Exactly, and as they always say, defense wins championships. And speaking of that, this is a thoroughbred program. This is a team that looks to win state titles, and anything short of that, they're disappointed.
Exactly. If they don't get past this round, this will be a disappointing year, and they will, most teams will be proud to make it to the second round, but this team is thirsty, hungry. They want to make it to the finals every single year.
But looking at this matchup, I mean, you salivate over their resume and things like that, but one thing I do know about them is they're an old school type of team. They don't really throw the ball a whole lot. They run it more than anything. And I foresee Fife being able to stop the run, make them throw it, and they won't be able to. And maybe Fife not over-muscles them, but outspeeds them, and Fife gets by them.
Yeah, as much as I'd like to give Reeltown a chance coming into Fife, I really think Fife will probably take care of business. But it's going to be a really tight game, tighter than what most people think's around here.
Well, I like Fife also in this game. And looking at our last game for our area around here, Plainview, they're at home this week against Colbert County. Or my bad, Colbert County is at home to Plainview. Every time this game happens in the playoffs, it seems like Plainview cannot get past them. Artie, Colbert County, what do you know about the team? And does Plainview even have, a chance to come out with a win?
Well, you throw the history out the back door and just look at this game on paper, and it is a pretty competitive game. But there's something to be said for karma and being psychologically maybe psyched out a little bit. And, Plainview's been unable to beat Colbert County with Pruitt as their coach.
Exactly. The only win that Plainview has over Colbert County was when Coach Cochran was at Plainview in 2004, and that was kind of a down year for Colbert County. I'm not taking anything away from the Bears, but Colbert County is usually a very efficient playoff team, making it to at least the third round, usually every year. And like you said, Del Pruitt just can't get it done. I don't know if it's psychological block, but you're going to have to go into leading and beat this very gritty, very hard-nosed Colbert County team.
And just like Reeltown, this is another school that looks to win state championships. They're not here to get to the second round or the third round. They're here to win it. This is a school that's won 5 state titles over the years. They're 12 appearances in the championship game. So, I mean, they know all about the playoffs.
Yeah, when you think of 3A football, you think of Colbert County. You know, they're coming back into their own like they used to be. Madison Academy's kind of put the hurt on them a little bit, being in the same region. But they're always an annual playoff team. By hook or crook, they're going to be there.
But to give Plainview some hope, some of the losses you look at, they've lost to a good Lauderdale County team, but nevertheless kind of got blown out 26-7 in that one. And then they played, of course, Carry-On Johnson and the Mustangs and got it put on them pretty good, 49-14. But then you look, and they've also played a Deschler team and got beat pretty good, 52-30. But Nikita, they've got some pretty good wins, don't they?
Oh, yeah. I mean, they got quality wins this year. Looking at the list that we had, they beat Lexington 49-24, and they beat Tanner, who is a very good 2A team, in a shootout 56-50.
Well, and also beating Tanner in the snake pit of all places.
Yeah, that's a very hard thing to do, considering Tanner is your, 2-time, 3-time defending 2A state champion?
Well, at the time, they snapped a 32-game winning streak, I do believe, over there.
Yeah, that's definitely something that Colbert County looks to do, is break streaks and break hearts. So Plainview going in, we wish them the best, but at the end of the night, I believe it's too much Indians, and Plainview comes home with another playoff loss.
And also, we want to throw some stats at you. They're averaging 38 points a game and giving up 26. But as far as picking this game, I've got to go with Colbert County. I think the jinx or streak or whatever you want to call it continues.
Already, I'd agree with you. I think, Plainview just can't get it done. Once again, I like Colbert County in this game. Moving on to our picks for this week for the second round. Going to 1A. Nikita, we'll start with you. From the second round to the quarterfinals, who do you like coming out?
I've got 1A South starting. I've got Brantley over Linden, Billingsley over Elwood Christian, Maplesville over McKenzie, and I originally had Fruitdale over Nottasulga, but I think I'm going to go Nottasulga over Fruitdale. And in the north, I've got Hubbardsville over Phillips-Bear Creek. I've got Raglan over a gritty South Lamar team. I've got Hackleburg over Cedar Bluff, as I said earlier, and Donahoe Falcons beating Marion County.
Artie, who do you like going to the quarterfinals in 1A?
Well, I actually, the predominant favorite, Brantley, I think they're in a really close one this week with Linden. A lot of people overlook them. But I also have Billingsley over Elwood Christian, Maplesville over McKenzie. I have Nottasulga, I'm along with you, Nikita, taking out Fruitdale, and maybe a little bit of an upset. I have Hubbardsville in the north taking out Phillips-Bear Creek. And in a really close game, I've kind of wavered on this one, but I've got Raglan being the traditional playoff team, beating a little bit more less experienced South Lamar in a really close game. And then I have, as we've already said, Hackleburg taking out Cedar Bluff. And then Donahoe, probably a good game for a little while, but I think they'll pull away and take out Marion County.
Well, just running down my 1A right here. My quarterfinal rounds, I've got Brantley and Billingsley matching up. I've got Maplesville and Fruitdale. Going to the bottom half of the bracket, I've got Hubbardsville and South Lamar playing each other. And the last quarterfinal match, I've got Hackleburg and Donahoe. Looking at 2A, as we move ahead here, Artie, we'll go with you. Who do you like coming out of 2A?
Well, we'll start in the South. I like GW Long to take out Leroy in a pretty close one. Elba over Sweetwater, which I've kind of changed on that one a little bit, but I like Elba to go ahead and take that one. I've got Cottonwood over Flomaton, Washington County over Geneva County, and then looking to the north, we have Tanner over Randolph County, Fife once again in a close one over Reeltown. Woodland takes out Cleveland, in which I also believe will be a close game. And then Ranburne takes out Gaston, and that will close us out.
Nikita, who do you like?
I'm going to start in the north bracket, and I've got these are my quarterfinal matchups. I've got Tanner playing Fife, and I've got Cleveland playing Ranburne. And in the south, I've got GW Long playing Sweetwater, and I'm going to take a long shot Flomaton team and put them up against Washington County in that third round.
Looking at my 2A bracket here, my quarterfinal rounds, I have GW Long and Elba. I have Pickens County and Washington County. In the south part of the bracket, I've got Tanner and Fife matching up to be a good game. Also, I like Ranburne and Woodland coming out of the bottom half of the south. And my bad. And I like Cottonwood matching up with Washington County. Looking at your 3A bracket, Nikita, we'll start with you. Who do you like in your quarterfinals?
I've got Delville over Geneva. I've got T.R. Miller over Montgomery Academy. I've got Gordo over Pike County. I have got Opp over Slocum. In the north bracket, I've got Glencoe over Lauderdale County, Colbert County over the Bears of Plainview. I've got Madison Academy in a wild barn burner high scoring ball game over Piedmont Bulldogs, and I've got Walter Welborn moving in to face Madison Academy over Oatman.
Well, we don't differ a whole lot on these. I've got Dale County over Geneva, T.R. Miller in a really good football game over Montgomery Academy. We got Opp over Pike County, or excuse me, Opp over
Slocum.
No, that's not right.
Yeah,
excuse me. Opp over Slocum, Gordo over Pike County. That's right. Looking to the north, we got Glencoe in a close game. I think a little bit closer than what most people think over Lauderdale County. We've got Colbert, as we've said, over Plainview. Madison Academy over Piedmont. And Welborn pulls the upset and beats Oakman.
Let's see on my 3A bracket here. I like Dale County and Montgomery Academy. I like Pike County and Opp. The south part of the bracket in the quarterfinal round, I like Lauderdale County and Colbert County, and Madison Academy and Walter Welborn. 4A, looking at it, Artie, we'll start back with you on 4A. Quarterfinal rounds, take your pick.
Well, just looking here, we have W.S. Neal taking out, that would be Munford, and I think it'll be a really close game. Leeds over Clark County, Strawn over West Blockton, UMS Wright over Dadeville, and which I also think will be a really close game. Cleburne County over Cordova, Aniana over Haleyville in a tight one. Sachs taking out Deschler. We have Jacksonville, which I think will be really tight, but I think they'll pull it out over Fayette County.
Oh, and as far as mine goes, I've got Munford over W.S. Neal. I've got Leeds over Clark County. I've got West Blockton over Strawn. I've got Dadeville over UMS Wright. Cleveland County over Cordova. Aniana over Haleyville. Deschler. Keep riding that wave and take out a very good Sacs team. And I've got Fayette County in a very tight game against Jacksonville.
North Park quarterfinals for me. I've got Munford and Leeds, Strawn and UMS Wright. South Park quarterfinals, Cleburne County and Aniana, Deschler and Fayette County. And 5A, Nikita, who do you like coming out of 5A?
I've got my second round kind of got blowed up with Sylacauga and Viger going down, so I guess I'll take Calera over Greenville, Tallahassee over Jackson. I'll take Charles Henderson over BC Rain, Clay Central in a stunning upset over St. Paul's. I've got Lincoln over Pleasant Grove, Gunnersville over Ramsey, East Limestone over Mortimer Jordan, and Parker over Madison County. And Artie, what is your pick?
Well, I'm feeling your pain on those first few picks in that South bracket. I've got Calera though in my new bracket taking out Greenville in a should be a very tight game. I've got Jackson over Tallahassee. I've got Henderson taking out a just surprising little BC Rain team. And then I have St. Paul, as you say, I think it'll be a close one over the Vols of Clay County Central. And then we have Lincoln taking on Pleasant Grove, and it's going to be tight, but I think Pleasant Grove will take it. Gunnersville takes out Ramsey, East Limestone, beats a good Mortimer Jordan team, and then we have Parker, I think, maybe edging out Madison County.
Let me see for my quarterfinal 5A bracket here. Greenville and see here. See, I had Greenville and Central Tuscaloosa, but they got put up by Jackson. So flipping that, Greenville and Jackson, Charles Henderson and St. Paul's, Lincoln and Gunnersville, East Limestone and Madison County. 6A quarterfinals. Artie, we'll hit them up with you.
Just, looking ahead to this one, my bracket kind of got, hurt just a little bit, but, we've kind of regrouped and went from there. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a Hillcrest Tuscaloosa team we doubted last week to go ahead and upset Carver Montgomery. And then I think maybe the game of the night come Friday night will be Opelika and Saraland. I think it's going to be a really good game, but I like Opelika to win it. And then I have Macador in a close game over Oxford. And then I think Spanish Fort may be in for a little bit of a challenge. I think they'll win it, but I think it'll be close over Benjamin Russell. And then we have Clay Chalkville beating Muscle Shoals in the north. And then Decatur takes out that everybody's Cinderella south side. We have Florence in a rematch with Shades Valley, which they lost earlier this year. I think they get revenge. It's close once again, but I think Florence takes it. And then we have Homewood coming off the momentum of coming back and beating Hartsville last week, and they beat Gardendale.
Nikita, who do you having knocked out and moving forward?
Hopefully my quarterfinal matchups will play out, and they will be as this. I have Hillcrest Tuscaloosa playing a gritty Saraland team. I have Oxford hopefully playing a Spanish Fort. And in the north, I have Clay Chalkville playing Decatur and Florence playing Gardendale.
I've got, for my 6A quarterfinals, Carver and Opelika, Macador, and Spanish Fort. South part of the bracket, Clay Chalkville, and I like Southside to move ahead. And I like Florence and Gardendale in the bottom of the bracket in 6A. And moving to the new classification, 7A. Nikita, we'll start with you. Who do you like moving to the semifinals?
Yeah, this is our Final Four because 7A only has 4 rounds. So everything in my 7A got messed up. So my new Final Four will read Fairhope versus Central Phoenix, and I have Hoover playing Gadsden City.
I'm not going to bore you. I think Nikita's a very intelligent man with his picks, and I'm right on with him.
Well, for my 7A semifinals, Fairhope and Prattville, Hoover and Gadsden City. Simple as that. And guys, moving ahead in the week, Cedar Bluff over Berry, first round of the playoffs. 46-34 win for Bluff. Artie, just tell us about the Cedar Bluff team and what they've accomplished this past regular season. Maybe moving ahead for the playoffs.
Oh, I mean, my hat's off to them. I looked at this matchup from every which way possible, and I just did not see them beat Berry. So, like I say, just, hats off to them. They were able to go over there and really, play well offensively and probably won a shootout from the looks of things.
Well, at the beginning of the year, we were down on Cedar Bluff because we thought they were way overrated. They were way too high ranked. They fell down to 3rd in their region. They had to go on the road, play a hard number 2 in Berry, and already they just surprised us and outscored them by 12 and ended up winning the game.
Well, one thing we tended to overlook, I do believe, is the fact that, if you know Cedar Bluff football, you understand the fact that they haven't lost in the first round in a very, very, very long time.
Yeah, but usually they're playing at home, and we thought that would make a difference, but it seems like on the road or at home, it don't matter.
But the Bluff came through when it counted.
Exactly.
Well, Nikita, I believe we have one Twitter shout-out this week. Would you like to go ahead and say who that is?
Yeah, we don't know much about them, but we appreciate the follow. It is Guff Sports Net. We hope that we're doing something that you like, and Artie, we just continue to get followers week after week.
That's the way you do it, one at a time. You get, as you say, a day or so in a row. Next thing you know, you get 50, and next thing you know, you get 100, and you just keep on building.
Well, folks, there you have it for this week. Next week, we'll do the same, break it down again for you. Keep following us on Twitter, liking us on Facebook, checking out our YouTube channel and everything. Keep everything coming. We're trying to get this thing, going forward, as fast as we can, get as much information out there to y'all. But for Nikita and Artie, I'm Brock Bennett, and we are out of here from PSN Sports Network.
Yeah. Y'all know what it is. Sometimes you gotta push through all your obstacles, know what I mean? No matter what the options are, there is no lose, there is no fail. If the sky turns black, it don't matter. We know